So everyone wants to talk about how they don't have a fatty, but something they don't want to talk about is that they're doing their hip thrust wrong. So let's talk about it. Tell me the difference between these two videos, video A and video B. So if you rewatch those videos a couple times, you can see that I have a start and a finish that are very similar to each other. However, the movement in between A and B is very different. Specifically for video 1, I saw that I was using a lot of my back muscles to drive down into the bench, as well as throwing my head backwards to create a momentum to do the hip thrust. While in video 2, I was using solely my glute muscles with a no head throw, so I kept my head in neutral looking forward in order to have a slow and controlled hip thrust movement. Do you guys see how there's no type of glute involvement in this first video formula? And then half y'all are sitting out there confused and complaining on how you don't have a booty, but yet you're in the gym using video 1 technique. So let's fix that. So here are just a couple of tips and tricks that you can start using today in your workouts to fix that ugly, awful hip thrust form. Tip number 1, make sure your knees are placed at a 90-degree angle. The idea for this is just placing your phone up on a side view and filming at this angle, so when they hit the extension at the very top, they can see that their knees are placed in that comfy 90-degree angle. Tip number 2, no back on the bench. Let me repeat, no back on the bench. So just make sure that you're using the top of your shoulders to place on the bench versus your entire back, so you can't use any type of compensation movement from your head or your back to lift up into that hip thrust extension. And tip number 3, we're gonna isolate to fire our glutes. Because hello, we're building our booties here. At the bottom of the movement, squeeze your booty together so your body understands that you're gonna be firing with our glutes and not anywhere else in our body to compensate. So give these tips and tricks a try the next time you try your hip thrust so we can start growing that flatty to a fatty. Bye.